Oh, that's funny too. I could have just put the bubbler on there with the water coming out so that you would have seen how to do that. If you're ever doing a repair and you're checking things out and the water's coming out and you've got a plugged up bubbler and you want to fix the bubbler and take the old bubbler off and put a new one on, you can do that with the water still on for the drip irrigation. Okay, but since I turned the water back off, I'm going to go ahead and backfill all this stuff up and leave this one piece out. I'll turn the water back on so you can see that I can in fact put that bubbler on the end of that with the water going. Okay, so I'm going to take all the dirt that I had, and before I did it, you see here all this the landscape bark she's got everywhere. Before I dug that out, I slid the bark over before I piled up the dirt on both sides. Then when you get all done, you can push all the dirt back in, and then you can rearrange the bark as best you can, because the idea is when I get done, I don't want anybody to know I was ever here. Do you see what I mean? So when initially I tried to find some other drip bubblers to see if there was anything else for this bush. I got down on my hands and knees. I pulled all the bark away from it, and I kind of did some trimming. So I want to push all the bark back around here, make it all look nice. Take out all the roots. Look at all the roots that I had in this area. I think there was an old plant right here too, and maybe that's why they had 2 or 3 different bubblers in this area, but there's no plant there now. So I'm gonna clean all this stuff up and backfill it properly and all that kind of stuff, so that you can see what it looks like, you know, on how you should leave things when you get done. Then what I'm going to do is put the bubbler back on. I'm going to shove that into the bush, and I'm going to leave it up inside the bush a little bit. There's no need at this point to run it down below. And see, years ago, this is what they used to do. They used to take a little stake like this, okay, and push that down, and then they would slide the pipe down to whichever little hole it fit on, and then they would tie it down and do that, and you would push this down into the landscaped area, and this would be up off the ground a little bit. As it was, I had to dig a little bit to find this because it was all covered up with bark and stuff to get shoved in there later on. But now I'm just gonna save all the parts that I didn't use, put in my bag of goodies and stuff, and I might end up using that later somewhere. But for here, I'm just gonna rearrange it up in there when I get done, so it's up inside the bush and where it's poked properly, so it can just be dripping from there. See what I mean? All right. Stick around so I can show you a little bit more. The more you watch, the more you learn. Okay, got the water back on, and I'm just gonna put this bubbler on here. The pipe I used hasn't been used for a while. Now see, that's how a 1 gallon bubbler should work. Drip, 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 drip. See there? Okay. So now all I have to do is get it underneath that bush. Put my gloves back on. And I think that's going to be enough, because like I said, there is in fact another bubbler under here. Okay. So now I can put it up in there, and the other bubbler is just right over in here. And so this one is long enough. I'm going to just pooch it up. And take another quick look at that. And it's up above everything. It's dripping fine. And I'm going to leave it. And you know that other dripper that I was seeing, is not dripping any water, and it's an old one, and I don't know, I don't think I can get it to work. And I'm not even sure if it's hooked up to anything. I didn't dig the other pipe out further underneath here because I was making the assumption that one was dripping too. I can look at this again if I need to, but where this pipe connection was, it was dripping slightly at the coupling. So I know a little bit of water is dripping there, not very much, and then the 1 gallon dripper is dripping underneath, and I put it on the other side, and it's going to kind of run this way because this is kind of coming up at a slope a little bit. I think a 1 gallon dripper, and that should be plenty. Okay. Now, if you had a question for a bush that big, I think a 1 gallon is fine. But if you feel you want to put a 2 gallon there, you could. But I'm deciding against it. Okay. Well, that's all I'm going to do today. And I still have this issue with this bubbler right here. You see that? That's probably a 2 gallon dripper, and it could be even more than that, and it's dripping right out here. And so next time I'm going to take a look at this other bush over here, see if it's got any water, figure out what to do with that. I may have to relocate that over to there. And the funny thing is, it's not funny, I thought it was the wind. I turned the bubblers on. It's always good to turn your bubblers on and then check out your lines a little bit. See this bubbler line? It should actually be covered up. And isn't that cute? The landscapers, they put this little bubbler right there with the sprayer. They didn't have to do that. That would have been okay to just put a bubbler, a regular 1 gallon bubbler. Okay, but this is going up here, and you see here's one going to nothing, and it was probably once upon a time directed up towards the top of where the big huge redwood tree is, so then the water can go down. And you see here's another one of those old time bubblers, and it got snapped off. This one's been snapped off. It's not even, in fact, look at that, it's snapped off. And I'll bet you it's on a line that's broken somewhere. So lucky for me, it's kind of up high. So every once in a while, you can check your bubblers, because you shouldn't have any exposed lines. Now see here's one of those flag drippers. It's right in the middle of nowhere. It should be either over there or it should be here. And I see an old, nope, I don't see it. Okay, so there's some more stuff I should do, but I'm hearing some noises, and it sounds like there's a leak somewhere underneath one of these bushes. You hear that noise? Listen to that. It sounds like it's right in here. And see, here's the pipe, and it's just going like full steam ahead. And that's something. I know it's coming off that pipe. You want me to? Maybe I should spend a couple seconds here. I really don't have time to fix anymore, and I'm just curious now what is causing that. I can hear it. I'm not sure if you can hear it on the video camera or not. Let's just see, the line is right, it's just right here. Come on. It's right here. And it's facing down. Yep. It's right there. Isn't that something? And I was thinking when I was at the hardware store, should I get another coupling or not? I didn't get another coupling. You see there? Look at that. Yep. It's right at the bottom. It's right at the bottom of there. And if I had a plug, I could plug it. But chances are it's going to be best if I cut that out and put another slip joint connector in there. And the slip joint connectors don't cost that much. So it was only $1.15 or so at the store. Okay. So, isn't that something? It seemed like it was a pinhole on the bottom, and I'm feeling it. And it could be an old line that snapped off, and the little piece could be the tip of the coupling could be in there, and that's my guess. And so I believe I'm going to have to get another one of those couplings and put there. Okay. All right. Well, time for me to say goodbye. Hopefully you've learned some good stuff on this video series.